Number 10. Joplin, Missouri, 2011. The city of Joplin, Missouri, in the state of Missouri, was hit by one of the most deadly tornadoes in the history of modern-day America on May 22, 2011. This storm, which was given an EF5 rating, slammed across the city with gusts that exceeded 200 miles per hour, creating a path that was nearly 22 miles long and up to a mile wide. More than 7,000 homes and businesses, including schools and a hospital, were demolished in just 48 minutes by the destructive force. Sadly, 158 individuals lost their lives, and more than 1,100 more were hurt despite the tragedy. When nature unleashes its full fury, the Joplin tornado continues to serve as a sobering reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can transform into a horrific event. Number 9. Flint, Michigan, 1953. On June 8, 1953, the tornado that devastated Flint was a part of one of the most devastating tornado outbreaks in the history of the United States. Wind gusts of up to 206 kilometers per hour caused it to tear across neighborhoods, earning it the classification of an F5. As a result of the storm, 116 people lost their lives and over 840 more were injured, making it one of the worst storms in the northern United States. As a result of the tornado that went over Flint, entire rows of houses were destroyed, automobiles were thrown into the air, and families were left homeless overnight. Its devastation was significant in persuading weather agencies in the United States to take tornado forecasting more seriously, which ultimately resulted in the development of contemporary warning systems. Number 8. Daulatpur Saturia, Bangladesh, 1989. Bangladesh has been hit by some of the most devastating tornado disasters in the world, among those that have occurred outside of the United States. The Daulatpur Saturia tornado devastated the central region of Bangladesh on April 26, 1989, destroying villages and agricultural land. There is a possibility that the winds reached speeds of more than 200 miles per hour. However, the precise speed will never be known because the nation had very little monitoring technology available at the time. As a result of the devastation, around 1,300 individuals lost their lives, making it the deadliest tornado in the history of the planet. In one of the most impoverished places on the planet, tens of thousands of people were left without homes, and the recovery process took years. Number 7. Tri-State Tornado, 1925. In terms of both its ferocity and its duration, the Tri-State Tornado that occurred on March 18, 1925 continues to be a famous event. This F5 monster traced a trail spanning 3 states, Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, and it remained on the ground for a total of 219 miles, making it the longest continuous tornado track that has ever been recorded with documentation. A total of 695 people were killed and over 2,000 more were injured as a result of the storm, which was reported to have winds of more than 300 miles per hour and destroyed entire cities, including Murfreesboro, Illinois. The width of the tornado was greater than 1 mile when it was at its broadest point. In spite of the passage of nearly a century, it continues to be the U.S. tornado that has caused the most fatalities. Number 6. St. Louis, Missouri, 1896. The city of St. Louis, Missouri was the location of one of the earliest reported urban tornado tragedies, which occurred on May 27, 1896. The city had almost little protection against this violent F4 tornado for a very long time, long before radar or warning sirens were discovered. There was a 7-mile route that it dug through the middle of the city, destroying homes, factories, and even bridges that crossed the Mississippi River with its destruction. More than 255 individuals lost their lives, and estimates of the damage after taking inflation into account put the amount of money lost in the billions of dollars. The reputation of St. Louis as one of the main cities in the United States that is most prone to tornadoes was solidified by this tornado. Number 5. Gainesville, Georgia, 1936. On April 6, 1936, Gainesville, Georgia, experienced a horrific tornado disaster when not one, but 2 tornadoes converged on the downtown area. Classified as F4, the storm struck during working hours, destroying factories, businesses, and homes. Fires broke out amid the wreckage, compounding the disaster. A total of 203 people died and over 1,600 were injured. At the time, Gainesville was a thriving industrial city, and this disaster remains the 5th deadliest tornado event in U.S. history. Number 4, Woodward, Oklahoma, 1947. The Woodward tornado struck on April 9, 1947, as part of a violent outbreak across the southern plains. Rated F5, it remains one of the most infamous storms in Oklahoma history. The tornado stayed on the ground for over 100 miles, cutting a swath through Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Woodward itself suffered the worst damage, with homes flattened, businesses destroyed, and lives torn apart. In total, 181 people were killed and nearly 1,000 were injured. This tornado left scars on the community that can still be felt today. Number 3, Natchez, Mississippi, 1840. The Natchez tornado of May 7, 1840, is the second deadliest tornado in U.S. history. Striking long before tornado forecasting existed, it hit the city of Natchez, Mississippi, and caused unprecedented destruction. With winds likely over 200 miles per hour, it leveled much of the town and capsized boats on the Mississippi River. The storm killed 317 people, most of them on or near the river, and left hundreds more injured. It highlighted how vulnerable river towns and trading ports were to violent storms in the 19th century. Number 2, Great Natchez Tornado Outbreak, 1936. While often overshadowed by the 1840 Natchez disaster, the 1936 outbreak across Mississippi and Georgia produced multiple deadly tornadoes, including the Gainesville storm already mentioned. In Natchez's case, homes, factories, and downtown businesses were once again destroyed. Hundreds of lives were lost across the region. These back-to-back Natchez tornadoes in history, 1840 and 1936, show just how unlucky the region has been when it comes to devastating twisters. Number 1, Tri-State Tornado, 1925, deadliest of all time. No tornado in recorded history has ever matched the scale of the Tri-State Tornado of 1925. With nearly 700 deaths, more than 15,000 homes destroyed, and a path that stretched across 3 states, it was a disaster without precedent. Communities simply had no chance against such a monster storm, especially in an era with no radar and no advance warnings. Its legacy forced scientists to begin taking tornado research seriously, eventually leading to modern Doppler radar, warning sirens, and storm chasing. The Tri-State Tornado remains the deadliest and most devastating tornado in history. Tornadoes are among nature's most terrifying forces. Whether in 19th century Mississippi or modern-day Missouri, they strike with little warning and leave behind scars that last for generations. While most tornadoes today cause far fewer casualties thanks to radar and alerts, history reminds us how dangerous these storms can be. From Joplin to Bangladesh, and from Flint to the Tri-State Tornado, each of these disasters has shaped the way we study, prepare for, and survive tornadoes today. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more science and history explained simply. And remember, when the sirens sound, take cover immediately. It could save your life.